Okay, just do 1, 2.
No.
Like what? Just do it anytime. One at a time. Did it in the waveform? Is there a waveform there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Waveform there.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now
One of us
officially-
clapped, and we don't know if we sharted or not, or who did it.
Okay,
See,
so
we can never know.
this is
Okay.
gonna be the official start to the podcast. Pop talking about sharding, and I think this is perfect.
Thank you.
This is like, I don't know, the best way to introduce ourselves. I think.
I think so too, actually. And I don't think
It's
a
true.
lot.
It's true.
Yeah,
I think
don't
Charlotte
know.
should have her first
That's
introduction.
fine.
Wait, Charlotte being the first guest?
It's
Let's
true.
talk
She's officially the first guest. I love
Why does she
how-
look like a villain in
I
the
was-
background?
yeah, I was gonna say,
looking
she's-
to murder you or
No.
She's just
something.
watching
Not
Pop.
Charlotte.
She looks so sick, twisted, nasty, and evil.
Pop, she's waiting for you to make a mistake.
No.
Just one. It's all it takes.
It's true. Okay. I'm so sorry. I kind of want to get rid of this, but how are we doing this?
Of the get rid of what?
Does somebody want to start or do I start?
You can start it.
But I don't want to start now.
I'll start.
Okay.
Hey!
Hey.
Bye.
So mentioned for a second. Am I back?
Okay.
The intro's already done, girl. We got it. This is just us going to be talking now. Okay, so
Okay.
today's episode, this is the first official podcast.
Does it look like I have boobs with my two legs up?
No.
No.
Wait.
Papa-
No.
Are those Hot Wheels?
Yeah! Okay, no.
Not the
Wait a
Hot
minute.
We
Wheels.
have to talk about this first.
Wait a
Look
minute.
I have, wait,
Wait a minute.
Hot Wheels?
Oh
Right
my
here.
god.
No, this
And
is
then I have the
not
flame.
serious.
Yes.
This
it's
is
so
the
good.
most.
Like, it's too good. It's
This
too good.
is-
I went shopping with my friend, like, on Spare
What
at school.
core
Like,
are
a
we
couple,
talking here? Like, what kind of
Yeah.
core is this?
I don't know. Like, a couple,
Okay.
like 3 weeks ago or something. And we got matching PJs. We were going to get matching Christmas PJs, but it was a little too expensive. Even though everything was $10, for some reason the Christmas ones were like $15. But
It was
we
Christmas
got,
almost.
yeah, we got Hot Wheels ones, and then we got like striped ones, and then we also got like patchwork ones.
Patrick.
See. As in
Patrick-
SpongeBob, right?
Yeah, the starfish.
No,
Okay.
no. Like patchwork, not
Oh,
patchwork.
Oh, Patrick. I
Yeah.
thought you said
What?
Patrick.
Patrick.
I also heard Patrick.
I got
Okay.
Patrick's pants.
I see.
Choco's got a frog in
Okay, so
their
yeah.
background and stuff has penis.
So I guess the topic.
Yes!
is-
Look at the
I thought that was the Grinch.
Oh,
No, it's a cute froggy. I love him. I got it for my birthday from a friend.
Why is she so evil?
I
She's
told
not evil. She's just
Scrunch.
doing yoga.
I don't know, Choco. You're sick. Also, I'm sick, so I sound like this not because I'm
I
gay.
feel
I'm
like it's in
just
the
sick.
air. I feel like everybody's sick. Like I.
No,
I
it's
thought
true.
so.
Okay,
See, personally, I'm doing
Yeah.
fine.
Huh?
this
For
is
now.
Oh,
this is Choco's fault though because Choco was sick first before anybody, I think,
It's
and then
true.
Choco got everybody in the Discord sick. That's how that works now.
right.
You're welcome.
That is how it works. Yeah, she spread the virus. That's how
It's
viruses
true.
work, right?
It's true.
She.
Oh my god, nostalgia.
Style.
What?
Choco's
She.
a they them.
Discord. Discord is a her, no? What
Oh.
do we call it?
Ah.
Or a virus, like,
Ugh.
because like words have
Miss
like
Rona, true.
genders, right? Like virus.
Virus. I hardly know. Okay, today's topic of the
I
day,
mean-
you guys. Are
Wait,
you ready?
the chismosa virus.
Okay.
Okay, the topic of today.
topic of
is-
the day.
Well, basically,
Online friends.
yeah,
It's true.
online friends,
Thank
like
you, Choco.
all, like like us, I guess, like the reason why we're here, I guess, like
We're friends.
Friends, us. That's a
friends?
overstatement.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Friends.
I've
I'm
been
here
paying
because Girm paid
Choco
me
for-
$5. I don't know about y'all.
I'm literally
No.
saying I'm paying Choco for weeks now. Like
okay,
For weed?
weeks.
Oh. Choco,
For
I would pay you
weed.
for weed.
I wouldn't Choco.
I would use that money, but not on weed.
Oh, well.
oh,
What
I'd
would
buy
you use it
chocolate.
on?
But candy.
Oh.
Oh god.
Choco doing meth in the background.
That's just as bad. That's
Exactly.
just like candy's just as bad. Like I don't know.
That's where I hide my stash in the frog. That's why
I
he's
see,
like
I
that.
see.
Choco, please. I was begging Choco to fix this frog earlier.
Do you want me to?
No, it's too late. We're here now. The scene has been set. You can't change it now for
Choco, don't stand up.
consistency.
It'll ruin the immersion of you.
Oh my god.
They're just going at it.
Not
Oh.
the immersion of
I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm curious about you guys. What is like, and anyone can answer this. What is you guys' like? How did you? Because I feel like I want to say like the whole Discord kind of thing. It started like around I want to say 2000 or like late 2016, 2017, maybe for some of you guys till 2018. I feel like that's when Discord really like started. But when would you guys say like you entered like the kind of like social like friends circles community kind of like atmosphere, I guess? Like when did that start for you guys?
Pub is losing it
No,
already.
Pub is going up to
Okay. Like, oh my god.
Because
Okay.
I wasn't really involved, but like personally I was never really involved in like
Online spaces.
in online spaces at all. Like I just had my IRL spaces and I took those. Not Pop, just like
He's
Pop's
losing
gone
it.
now. Like,
Pub, are you okay?
Yeah. I don't know why
wrong?
I'm laughing. Bitch, this is like I said before, this like the hardest trying is a burp challenge. This is the hardest trying not to laugh challenge.
Literally. Pub,
Because I'm just
okay,
listen,
thank you, Pop.
I guess for me, this will make it easier for Choco because I know Choco gets insecure about their age. So I've been on the internet for a lot longer than anyone here.
What the fuck?
And I don't know,
Okay.
I've always had like AOL. And so whenever you were on like AOL, you had AIM. So you were always in like message boards and shit. But I wouldn't say
Right.
that was like online communities. I would say my online community day started when I was on Tumblr. And I had like active communities and friends on there that I would talk to like every day. It was crazy. It was weird to think about,
Okay, I see,
honestly.
I see. Interesting. And when would you say like, and would you say that that's where it really, because I feel like when you say like social circles on Tumblr, I feel like that's
Yeah.
still kind of more towards like social media. Like, would you say that you were close to those people?
Okay, so that's so funny because like again, I talk to those people every day. I still remember them, but we never saw each other. Like no, none of us ever like knew each other like that. But I would send stuff to them, and they would send stuff to me. Like we were literally so comfortable that we would give each other our addresses to like send games or cards. Like
Pipe
'cause-
bombs.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, you know what? That's so funny, Pop, because now instead of people like offering to send me anything valuable, the only thing they offer to send is pipe bombs through Discord. So
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
what is that
It's the
phenomenon?
pipe bomb meta.
It's
What is
true.
that about?
Mm.
I don't know. What about for you guys, Choco or Pop or Stealth?
Well, I mean, I also had Tumblr and stuff, but it was mostly for art. So it wasn't really to talk to other people. It was mostly just to follow other artists and stuff.
Oh my God, Choco.
The only thing I remember, I used to play Elsword. I don't know if anyone knows that game.
Oh, I remember Elsword.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was like the game that got me into online communities. I met a lot of IRL oomfies through that, who also happened to be from Austria. So we were also able to meet up and stuff. But I remember back in the day we used TeamSpeak instead of Discord.
Oh yeah.
TeamSpeak.
Yeah, I think Discord I started using during high school when, like, I think it was shortly before I met Pub
Really?
with, like, the friends. Like, it was shortly before I met Pub I started using Discord because I was watching an artist on stream on Twitch and they were like, oh, come join Discord. I was like, okay, connections, whatever, sure. And then a couple of friends from that artist raided Pub's Overwatch game, and that's how I met him.
I see.
Yeah, and now I'm here, regretting it every day.
No.
Okay, well, I started on the internet like when I was like 10 and 11, because we had our like family computer downstairs, like
Perfect.
old as fucking bricks, like literally dust for brains computer, where it's like those box office, like very old Windows computer that doesn't have like anything to it, doesn't even have like a graphics card. And I was obsessed with playing, like, I don't know if you guys will, because you're old as bricks, but
No, not
in
that.
middle
I mean,
school,
what can I say?
in middle school for me, we had like, everyone was obsessed with like online like JavaScript games and stuff like that, and like web browser games. And so we played like,
I get it. Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, play Pop Tropica, play like,
oh my god,
Animal,
yes!
yeah, Choco, you get it. Pop Tropica, Animal Jam. There was like Neopets, which is like much older, but it was like Animal Jam.
Is Club Penguin a browser game?
Yeah. It was like Club Penguin, Pop Tropica, Animal Jam, and like a couple other games too. But I was like super, super into Animal Jam. I was like, whoa, Animal Jam is like, it's so fun, because it was literally, I feel Animal Jam is the starting of like the first view of like colonization of the early world. Because you could see how like in Animal Jam, everyone at the beginning, when it like first launched and when I was first started playing it, everyone was like super cordial, everyone was super nice. It was just like random people just like coming onto Animal Jam, just playing, like making friends. But then there's like a huge like enterprise within Animal Jam with all of its like currency and stuff like that, because you could get like rare items. And I remember when I was like first starting my YouTube channel, I made Animal Jam videos, and I remember there was one that got like 1,000 views of me talking about how someone scammed me on Animal Jam for one of like my like rare exclusive items. And
wait,
I don't know, I remember that.
You gave away an item on your for free on Animal Jam?
Oh, no, not for free. It's like people would trade you, and people would like, oh, like if you send me, because we were all like, everybody on Animal Jam was either like old like 20 somethings playing Animal Jam and like scamming children, or it was literal children like me playing it and just scammed. Like, yeah, exactly. Well, and so people would be like, oh, if you send me like this thing, I'll be able to send you like 5 of these super like rare items in return. So me, I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. And so I traded this, it was like the big thing in Animal Jam was like a spiked collar, like a black large spike collar, and I had one of those, and that was like one of my prized possessions. And I traded that, and I got scammed, and then I made a video about it, along with like a couple other Animal Jam videos that I made before too, that I was like just uploading to YouTube.
Is the Animal Jam video in question still available for viewing?
I don't know. I think it's unlisted, but
I hate you, Pop. Stop unlisted. Pop has a bunch of videos that he has, like, throughout his arcs or eras, he has just gone and unlisted them. Because I used to watch your what are they called? The fighting game one, the Brawlhalla.
The Brawlhalla.
Brawlhalla tutorials were so informative.
It was so good.
Where are they now?
It was literally too good.
Literally.
But my first like instance of online friends, because I had like friends in Animal Jam, but they weren't like, we wouldn't like talk because one, I didn't know how to, and two, our only like communication was Animal Jam. I didn't know about Discord when I was like 11 and 12, or like 11 and 10. So I think my first instance of like online friends was when I started streaming when I was like 12. I started streaming when I was 12, and I would like talk to people in chat, and then I remember seeing in some sort of server in like the promo channel, I was gonna promo like my Twitch stream, and then I was looking through it and I saw Girm posted his like, it was a Mercy montage. And I remember the thumbnail for it like exactly. It was on like Busan or something underneath the actual map part, and it was like Mercy to the left, and after like a video, like an old time like video tape to the right, and after like text. Yeah, a cassette tape.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is good. And so I watched the video and it's like, whoa, this is good. And I decided to comment, and then I think I messaged you on Discord. I think so. And we became friends through that. And I started like streaming as well and starting to make more friends. And then I'm not sure exactly how I met Choco, but I met Choco. And then like
the friend raided you. I remember the friend raided you, and you were so funny. Your streams you were so funny on stream. I remember I followed you instantly, and then I was always in your chat because you just had a really good impression. And I remember during summer I stayed up always so long just to watch your streams because of time zones. And then I remember you asked me on Valentine's Day, Choco, would you like to be my mod?
Choco, remember that.
Yes, I remember that.
I remember that.
No, not this.
It was on Valentine's.
This is a core memory.
It is. It was so cute. Obviously, I said yes. And then he stopped streaming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
It's
fine. Not like I can stay up till 4 a.m. nowadays.
Communities. That's
exactly.
Crazy, you guys.
So, do you know anything about that?
Who would do that?
Who would do that? That's crazy.
That's crazy, y'all. Like, I don't know.
Blurb hitting verification on Twitch and immediately stopping streaming. It was the funniest fucking shit, man.
Vividly. Blurb was going on for like such a long time, and it was like doing really good. And his Animal Crossing shit was insane. Did you see his Did you see his Instagram and how popular that was? It was crazy.
Yeah, but
as soon as he
like he basically used his Instagram to promote his Twitch. That's
Twitch,
how it like. Yeah, like he had a big following on Instagram, and that's how he basically promoted his Twitch, and that's how he got partnered. And he was doing so well, and then he was like, "Well, I got the bag, so
see you guys."
Just left.
Good for him.
Also, can I just say Charlotte just licking her face in the background? I need you to zoom in on that.
Herself.
I don't think
Good for her. You don't have to. Don't worry.
Oh, not you. I meant like Girm in the.
But yeah, I want to say my first instance of like true online friendships, because I guess I do have like my own kind of like, because what is a friendship, right? Like maybe that's like a different topic for another day.
It's true.
But like I've been playing online games since as long as I can remember. Like there was this game, it was called Raytheon. It was like this kind of Chinese game, and I guess I could say it was a crossover between, because I'm assuming none of you guys know what this game is.
No.
Yeah, so it was like a crossover if you made like Overwatch third person, so you can see your character, I guess. And you would like move, and you would move around, and you had like classes and abilities. So you had like an archer or a mage or like a blacksmith or whatever. And you could see your character, and you had like a set amount of abilities. So like your left click, your right click, your shift, your E base. So it's a bit like Overwatch. And then it was objective based. So like you had two teams. It was either like a team deathmatch where you just kill each other, or it was like there were like these golems and an objective in the middle. And you had to capture the objective golem to then kill the other objective. Like, yeah. So it was like, in my opinion, it was basically like Overwatch, but like really shitty 2004 graphics and third person, basically.
Wait, was this like a browser game?
No. This was like an actual game. Like you had to download it, like with a client, install it, open the client. You had to like pick a server that you wanted to play on. Like it was like actually, in my opinion, it was very reminiscent of like a very weird, like old kind of Overwatchy game to me, anyway. And I played that a lot. Like literally, when I was 7 years old. Every single day I'll be playing it, and like I got to know people through there, which I would add and then play together. But it kind of stopped. Like there was no outside communication outside of that game. Like
interesting.
You know, yeah, like Discord didn't exist. I was never really used TeamSpeak, so like it was always inside of that game. If they were online, I would like talk to them. If they were offline, then there simply would be no talking. But yeah, I've been playing online games since forever, like World of Warcraft, that Raytheon game, RuneScape, that kind of stuff. I was a kid, but I wouldn't say until I was like 18, 19, which is like 5 years ago, I always just played with friends. Like even at the beginning of Discord, I would always play games with IRL friends.
Yeah.
And just keep it within those circles. Like I never really experienced like community, like circles or like community friendships or anything like that, or met like someone solely through the internet and like kept in touch with them like outside of a singular activity, I guess.
Yeah.
But me and my IRL friend, we started playing Overwatch, and it was very fun. But then I don't know, like I guess we kind of just stopped playing after a while. because he kind of lost interest, but I was really obsessed with Overwatch. I thought it was like the most fun game ever, and I really connected with like Symmetra as a character. I really just wanted to just keep playing. And I guess I
didn't know you were
an
an
Indian
Indian
bad
woman.
at the game. I got kind of decent. Wait, what?
I didn't know you were an Indian woman with one arm missing.
No, me really connecting with this Indian woman, right, it's true. No, but like, aesthetic wise, the lore behind it, I just found her lore really interesting. Like aesthetically, she was very like a fun character to me, like an FPS game, because I've always hated FPS kind of games. But for an FPS game, I was like, oh, this character is so fun because like she has a very different play style, and you can still like have kind of an impact in an FPS game, even though she doesn't really have any of the core FPS like values in her kit that other characters do have, right? Like so yeah, I thought she was really fun. Yeah, especially the older Symmetra, so yeah, I just kind of got obsessed with playing Symmetra and Overwatch, and then I guess I somehow ended up not being bad at this game, and I was like, I don't know, like maybe I should stream this on Twitch. And then I kind of just started streaming, and people started watching, and I was like, oh wow, this is crazy, people actually like watching this game. Like yeah, and then I just slowly started to like how did specifically did it happen? Like I can't remember the specifics, but I think I met Blurb first, because I was looking at Symmetra streamers specifically because I love the character so much, and my first interaction, I guess, with an online community with like friendships, I guess, was in Just Stevo's stream. I don't know if you guys know him. The Symmetra streamer, and I met a bunch of people through there, and then I really saw, I guess, the potential of like an online community and like an online friendship, like how fun it can be, how interactive it can be.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was really like, oh, this is interesting. So that like tickled my brain, I guess, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
it tickled your clitoris.
It tickled my boy clit. Anyways.
Okay. You guys are making this worse.
It tickled your shitterus.
Oh my god, okay.
I hate that.
Damn, that shitterus got tickled.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh god.
Anyways. But yeah, and then I started streaming myself, and then I saw Blurb in Stevo's Discord, I think, because like in Discord you have like the members list, and I saw like Blurb in there.
Yeah.
He was streaming, and then I went to Blurb's stream, and then we kind of just interacted, became friends, started playing together, and then I also streamed. I also made videos. Blurb made videos. Then I met Girm through Blurb, and then became friends with Girm. Then through Girm, I met Pob. I met so many other people, and then it kind of just became this like
connection. Like
we all created our own like little spaces, but they did have a lot of overlap, and it was just really fun, and it was my first experience of like an online friendship kind of like like community, I guess.
But
and then
it's so funny stuff that you say that, like how it tickled your brain or your boy clit, because like when I started using Discord, right? Like I started using Discord because one of our friends, Spore, he got me really into it, right? And I didn't like play with people either. Like I would play by myself, but he got me into Discord. He had his own, and it was like, it wasn't very like lively Discord, right? But it was nice to see like, oh, it's like, it was nice to see that you could have all these people right there. And that kind of like, I think it had been 3 years since I had been on Tumblr and felt like I had an active community, right? Because like if you're a bigger blog on Tumblr, you have an active community. So there's a lot of people like replying to you, talking to you. And like my blogs weren't huge, but they were a decent size, like all of the ones I had. So like, I don't want to say I missed that rush, but it definitely felt like, hey, I can get like something out of this, right? Like I can probably like grow something from here. And I started my own Discord, and I started just like going to other people's streams to just like almost like networking, right? Like talking to people. And it's not even like the intention of like fooling anyone into joining, right? Because I really genuinely like talking to like you guys now, which is
now
completely okay. Like back then, it was like, oh my god, I have to get people to join this so that we can have like a community to talk about shit, right? Like that's what it was more about. It was less about like genuine connection, because I've had online friends, right? And to me, like, I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't say the connection wasn't genuine. but I definitely wouldn't call it like, I wouldn't have called them like super sincere or like people I would miss.
Yeah, like
I guess.
surface level friendships. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But like with you guys, I don't know. It's grown. Yeah, it's grown into a lot more definitely like than I ever would have anticipated.
You would hope after like what 4 years of talking to each other. Like,
okay, but
I mean, girl, we are married. I would hope we have some sort of
Choco. I'm so sorry. This is not a green card marriage. If you're listening, government, this is legitimately love.
This is okay.
Exactly.
Real love, yeah.
Exactly.
I see. But yeah. But I definitely get the like. It's funny that you said that about like the rush of like that Tumblr feeling where you had like, oh, I can do something with this, you know, like I can grow something out of this. I can not personally for like your own gain, but you have something to work with. There's substance there, and I guess I kind of have the same because I guess I skipped a bit over that. Because I guess I was a very, like, out of any social media, I'm a very low social media user. Like, even now, I don't, not on Instagram, not on Facebook, not on TikTok. But I am very
I don't know. Your Twitter is very active. Yeah.
I feel like
yes. I'm very active
We've
on
seen
Twitter,
the gay porn pop up on the timeline and jump
I feel like the stuff on Twitter, like, exactly. That's all we really need to see. I don't think I need you with the TikTok, actually.
But yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep it, you know, bite-sized. I've been a very active person on Twitter because I think it's the most engaging and fun social media platform to actually engage with people on a more personal level, I guess. But yeah, I was like a shit poster, kind of like unhinged, just like tweeting whatever the hell like comes up in that silly little brain of mine. So
gay porn is so fun and I love it so much.
Somebody
it's
check
fine,
the draft.
I'm just cosplaying being like horny
for
gay porn. Like it's just cosplay. Like I'm not actually like I'm not actually always horny. Like don't worry guys.
Me writing this down in my notes. Like
okay, so and yeah, I guess I grew like a bit of like a following because people, I guess, they thought I, you know, tweeted funny shit. So and I kind of used that to like kickstart my like Twitch streaming, I guess. And it kind of worked. And out of that Twitch streaming, I created like the Discord community. And I guess, you know, like, so it was all a bit intertwined. But yeah, I want to say like, because you said the Tumblr thing, yes, like I just found it interesting that I basically used the Twitter as like a Kickstarter to like get myself into like the more like social circles that I am now, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I feel like everybody here basically, we met each other through snowballs because I met Choco through Pob as well. And it's so funny because the first time, I love this story. I love telling people this story.
I hate this story. I hate you, Pob. I hate you.
Let's hear it. Share it with the class.
I don't think I know the story.
You do,
What's
Pob.
the story in question?
You are the one. It's your fault.
Pob was streaming with Choco, and this was my first ever interaction with Choco. And Pob was like, oh my god, hi, Girm. Like, today I'm streaming with my friend Choco. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
I was like, that's an interesting name. Hi, Choco.
Did I say that accidentally, or was I like,
No,
I'm with my friend Choco?
You said my friend Choco.
I am planning my revenge.
Oh my god, what a
4
moment.
years later.
Choco's sending a pipe bomb in my mail right now, and Charlotte gets blown the fuck up.
Charlotte opening the mail at your home? Wait.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, speaking about Charlotte, I bought a cat leash, which, okay. Black Friday was yesterday.
It was.
But when we upload this, Black Friday is going to be
Wasn't
a
this
week
Saturday?
Oh, wait.
Wait, today's
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Black Friday weekend, right? Anyway, so it's like whatever, like yeah.
I ordered from Amazon, which I'm gonna scam them, 2 days ago, and I got Charlotte a cat leash because she loves to go outside. And wait, sidetracking. There's a story about Charlotte that I love to tell. She loves to go outside. She's a very active cat, and even though she's not an outdoor cat, she's always like. What?
I'm sorry, very active cat. Zoom into Charlotte on your bed dead. Oh, wait, there she goes.
Charlotte licking. Oh, she's going at it. Hey, Charlotte.
She's licking her shitterus.
Okay, anyways.
Okay.
She's a very active cat.
But Charlotte's a super active cat, and she always loves to go outside, and she always like the window here, she's always like perching over and like looking outside to like attack and like to catch her prey. And so one day she like leapt outside from me bringing in groceries after like my mom and I got home. And it was like midsummer and it was super, super hot outside. And since we have a bunch of trees in our backyard, she like loves to go outside and just like sightsee all the birds that are like in the trees. And we have a bunch of like rats and squirrels like walking around just in our backyard because it's pretty like foresty. And she saw a squirrel that was like right directly outside of our house, and she was chasing the squirrel, and she ran after the squirrel, and she loves to climb trees. And once we were trying to get her out of a tree and she just wouldn't get out for like an entire day. But she was chasing the squirrel and she's really, really fast, and she was much faster than the squirrel.
Okay.
And so for her last leap to get the squirrel, she clawed the fucking tail off.
Oh my god.
Brought it inside as it was like bleeding and bloody like on the grass. Brought it inside after left it by her litter box.
Aww.
How is that your favorite story of hers?
She was like,
well, I don't know. It's my favorite story of her because she's insane.
Oh, this was horrible, but I like it.
Wait,
yeah.
Is your cat like an outdoor cat? Like, is Charlotte?
No, she's an inside cat. She just like loves to like escape.
I mean, I would too if I had to live with you, Paul.
I don't know, Choco. She kind of brought home the bacon that night.
That is true.
See, she brought home dinner.
But like,
Exactly.
for like, you
Cat
know,
battle.
It's true. I'm gonna have to censor
to wrap
that.
it up,
Thanks a lot.
the like it was dead, right? Like she died.
Yeah. Oh, no, no.
The
The
squirrel
squirrel
didn't
was still
die.
running.
No, she's
The squirrel
Oh.
was still running. It ran up the tree.
Yeah, it's
and there
just
was
the
like
tail.
blood trails on the tree as it went up. And
But
Charlotte
like
just
without a tail.
Yeah. I don't know if it like died because I wasn't like watching it, but
Hold on, I'm googling.
It
don't
survived
worry.
for, like,
I
a
need
little
to
longer.
Google this. Can a squirrel
It
survive
can.
without?
Okay.
Can a squirrel?
A squirrel can live without its
Survive?
tail thanks to the blood circulation and bone drying up at the base of either the injury or accident that caused the tail to be damaged.
Oh my god!
Don't they need the tail to jump from like branch to branch? Isn't that like
Well, not anymore, Choco.
well,
That specific squirrel did not need her tail. anymore.
Exactly. She's gonna be an advocate for like squirrel disability and accessibility. It's
yeah,
be
she's gonna
great.
get unemployment
squirrels,
money
yeah.
now from the squirrel
Exactly.
government.
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, I don't know why I came up to like snails instead of squirrel, but I have this fucking song in my head stuck now thanks to squirrels. Take me to Snurch.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen, that's another good thing about having friends online, right? You get exposed to many new forms of media, and Stealth exposed me to Take Me to Snurch because I don't know how that happened. Oh,
I do
what?
not
Me,
know either how that happened.
me sending that song to Stealth and then him being like, "No, I genuinely love this song," and I'm like, "Okay, but Take Me to Snurch is so much better." And he's like, "Yeah, but."
It's true. I was like, okay, but what about the original one? Like that actually had meaningful lyrics. And Girm's like, yeah, I don't know about that one. I just
Yeah, it's
really like Take Me to Snurch.
I was like, that was
That's
okay,
crazy.
but have you heard Take Me to Snurch?
Interesting.
I think this is a good segue into I'm reading my notes right now, and there was a note that says that I'd be like entirely like when I think about it, I would be a fully, entirely, like completely different person if I didn't meet the people that I met online through streaming and through Animal Jam and through like Brawlhalla and like all my like arcs of games that I was obsessed with.
Oh, interesting.
And with you guys. Like I would be such a different person, like personality wise, confidence wise, and like humor wise especially as well. Because
Yeah.
there was like a bunch of
Humor.
not drama, but there was like a bunch of stuff that happened like throughout me streaming from like ages like 12 or like me being on the internet from ages like 10 to now 17.
Yeah.
Like it's insane how much I've learned like online that I wouldn't have learned like in person or like just existing.
I mean, do
Yeah,
you
for
feel
sure.
comfortable talking about some of those things, Bob? Because I know there's like,
Yeah, I have a lot. Not a lot, but I have some in my
I'm
notes.
like, hold on, hold
Jesus.
my water.
So in my Brawlhalla era, which came directly after my Animal Jam era, this is when I was like 12, 13. I was really into Brawlhalla. And I had a friend that I used to spar a lot with called Sagu. She was really nice. She was really sweet. And we talked on Discord, and she was like the first person. I think she was the first person who introduced me to Discord. I'm pretty sure. Because she was like, oh, like, we're texting on Steam and like through Brawlhalla so much. Like, oh, there's this really cool app called Discord that we can like call, like text with. I was like, okay, that sounds fun. And so I got Discord because of her. And we used to spar on Brawlhalla like every single day after school. And she was like, I was like 12, 13, and she was like 16, I think.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, oomf. So we were really good friends for like at least a year. And I remember the reason that we like broke off and stopped being friends was because she had a boyfriend for I think 4 months, and she was always super adamant on like waiting till marriage to have sex. And I was like, oh, okay, I support you in that decision. And she was like, yeah, one day, or no. One day, she texted me after like not texting me for like a week and not playing Brawlhalla for a week. I was like, where are you? She texted me and she was like, oh, I forgot to tell you this, but me and my boyfriend had sex in the woods like a month ago, and I think I'm pregnant.
Oh my god!
Fuck!
And I was like, how? And then also she had to explain to me what being pregnant was.
Oh no.
Because I was like 12 and 13.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. You're like 16. I don't think that's like I was like, that doesn't sound good.
But the math does not sound good, you guys. I don't know.
I was like, that doesn't sound good.
She
I
was
feel
just
like
like a little sickness, like a virus for a week or so. Oh yeah, that's
I was like, you have a
good.
little cold? Like, that's a bit upsetting, but
Anyway, she explained to me Brawlhalla.
She explained to me what pregnancy was, and I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. That's like, you're 16. I don't think that should be like happening, and I don't think that can happen. And she was like,
Well,
yeah,
apparently it can.
she was like, yeah, I kind of like don't know what to do about it, and I don't think I'm gonna tell my boyfriend about it. And I was like, oh, that's not a good thing. You should tell your boyfriend about it. And she got really mad at me for actually letting her know and being like, oh, you should tell your 4-month-long boyfriend that you're pregnant, that you fucked in the woods a month ago.
Oh god.
And she was like, I don't think I will. And we got into an argument about that. And she was like, you know what? You've just been so toxic and mean for the past few months. Ever since I got my boyfriend, you've been saying this and that and that and this. I was like, I don't know where this is coming from, but And so we stopped talking, and she ended up getting an abortion like 2 months later with her boyfriend.
She was actually pregnant.
Yeah, she was like fully pregnant. Okay. And I texted her, or she texted me, and she was like, hey, I got an abortion, after she had to explain what an abortion was to me. And I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry that had to happen, but I'm glad that like you're okay. And she was like, yeah, but just don't talk to me ever again because of our previous conversation about you telling me to tell my boyfriend about it. I did tell him in the end, but it wasn't a fun conversation. I was like, oh, okay. And then we've never talked ever since. But a year and a half later, or like 2 years later, when I was like 14 or 15, she saw that I was streaming.
No.
Because I still went under the name Pobster online, like throughout, like ever since I was 10. And so she searched me up randomly one day, and she was like, oh, you're streaming? And then she somehow found my Instagram. Very strange.
Very strange.
And she texted me on there, and she's like, hey. She's like, hey, Bob, how are you? What's up? I haven't seen you and talked to you in so long. I was like, hey. And we made up like super quickly, and we just never talked ever since, because I was like, when I was like 14, 15, that was like, I was super hardcore into like my Overwatch era, and I wasn't playing Brawlhalla like at all. But and she was barely playing Brawlhalla at all either.
That was when the Brawlhalla videos went unlisted, Pob. I remember.
Bitch, that's where they went missing. The missing tapes.
Like, where did they go? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Just don't know.
Wait, can I just say, I just had a moment of realization that you are just turning, how old are you turning? Just turning 18 next year, right?
Yeah.
Pop, why was I thinking we met when you were 16?
You thought I was still 16?
I thought we met when you were 16, but now I'm realizing I've known you for like 4 or 5 years. So wait a minute, the math is a bit delirious.
But
here.
you met me when I was 13, I think.
I met you when you were 13.
It was really confusing when we met Pop because we like I don't know. It's not.
All of us thought you were 18.
Yes.
Older.
Because
not 18 specifically, but older.
Because Pop, you would say, "Oh, I'm gonna graduate this year. Like I'm almost done with school," and we'd be like, "Oh my god, yes,
bitch, I'm gonna graduate middle school."
Yes,
right.
Middle school. And when we found out, we were like, "Wait a minute,
Oh
what?"
god.
We were all gagged. Like because of Pop, we have a policy now where we try to find out people's ages. Not like to be weird, but because like we were like, what the fuck? Like we were hanging out with Pop and saying all this shit, and he's like 13 years old.
Like the stuff we talked about, like no filter, nothing. Pop was around, like,
but because also
like
not only the topics Pop was like talking about with like graduation and stuff, also his voice back then it didn't sound very childish.
Exactly.
And you were very smart for your age, Pop. You were very
like,
smart for your age.
Emotionally intelligent for a 13-year-old.
Like, so when you were like talking on stream,
really, I totally didn't get the vibe that I was talking to a 13-year-old.
Yeah, like, I thought you were my age.
Yeah.
And then I think I hear from Girm that you're like 14, 13. I was like, haha, nice joke, Girm. Yeah, sure. And then it turns out it's real.
Right.
Okay. I feel like I'm like hogging the conversation.
It's fine.
Okay. Something that I never really.
God, Pop.
What?
Get the thought out. Get it
Pop
out.
said,
I never really I never really had friends in middle school. Like I think my only closest friend was like 2 of the girls in my middle school, and then Ben, obviously, but that was like it. And so since when I was like ages like 11 to like whenever I graduated middle school, I was only having online friends, and I was only talking to my online friends, and I was only talking to like you guys and stuff like that, because I was so invested in streaming, and I was so invested in like my own like online world and stuff like that I never really talked or like communicated with people like my own age. Like I barely ever had any friends or like talked to outside of school people my own age when I was like 12 to like 15, like 12 to 15 or 12 to 16 or something like that. And so I think I like matured, not saying that I'm like super mature, but I think I will like emotionally matured and like mentally matured much more faster than all like my other classmates, because I was surrounded by around like 20-year-olds and like
older people. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
for like most
that
of my
makes
life.
sense.
I remember you starting stream and then starting to complain about your classmates and how stupid they are, and this one bitch, she wouldn't. I remember that so vividly, man.
But yeah, I want to go back on what you said earlier about like online friendships and the online communities like having an impact on your self growth and like your personality and all that stuff, because I definitely do think that is true. Like that is because
100%
self growth and like your personality and stuff, like you know the change you experience throughout the years, it's basically just because of like stuff that happens, experiences that happen, friendships you make, stuff you learn, because you learn from friends, you learn from experiences, you can even learn from the games that you actually play, let alone play them together with friends and vice versa. Like it goes full circle. But yeah, like I would definitely say like if I did not have the friends and the people that I met online, I would be a different person for sure.
Yeah.
Because I do have a few long-term friends IRL that I have, but it's definitely like because like you meet people in high school, you meet people like in the areas you're surrounded, but not based off your interest usually. I mean, to a certain extent, right? Like the friends that I had in high school, well, I was friends with them because they were in my class, and I shared some interest with them. But like the reason why I'm friends with some of you guys, like online or like in the other communities, is because I genuinely connect with these people. We have a lot of similar interests, or our personality matches really well, or like stuff like that. So to me, in my head, it kind of makes more sense from that perspective to like have more of like a beneficial gain from like online friendships where you know that you match better with certain people, or you like how do you say it, like you complement each other better, I guess, than like IRL friends.
Fully agree, because like, for example, I'm still in high school right now, and I only have like a few friends that I'm like close with, but whenever you're forced in proximity with somebody and you're forced to make friends because you're in that environment for so long and you're not able to like not escape but like not able to like leave that environment like willingly.
So I cannot say no.
You're forced to make friends with the people like with what you have, but you never really like, unless, because I don't know, none of my friends and none of the friends that you made stuff with in high school and like university and stuff like that were like super online, like how we all are, and like super like well versed into like games and like the hobbies that we have. And so it's kind of like a limited pool of people that you would have to communicate with and talk with, make friends with, and like find out their interests and connect on like the small parts of that than you have with like all the online friends that you have.
I definitely agree on that. And obviously, once you do like surround yourself with like those people that you connect with really well a lot online, you know, like just like any friendship, just like any relationship, really, whether it be platonic or, you know, friendship, like or like a romantic relationship, you're gonna learn from each other. You're gonna experience stuff together. You know, there're gonna be bumps that you're gonna have to work through, or not. Like that's up to you, obviously, but. And so is it in communities. Like I've had many stuff happen with people on a personal level, but also on a community level that made me realize and learn a bunch of stuff when it came to like maintaining friendships or maintaining social circles or like that kind of stuff, you know. And I would have never had that experience and learned specific things that helped me grow as a person if I never had these online circles or friendships, because it's just different. Like I don't know. Okay,
but you talking about that, like, right, having issues with community or like individual people, it's really funny because I come from a time on the internet where, like, when we were kids, we were learning don't just talk to strangers, right? Like, don't give them personal information. Don't tell them personal information about yourself. Like, but like, as old as I am, even me joining Discord, growing a community, and having to learn a bunch of new, almost like online rules, right? Because I know better than to give people the location where I live. I know better than to like give people my name, my last name, right? Address, things like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also a big thing where, and maybe it's because I never had like I don't want to say emotional connections with people before, right? Like I said, it was more surface level. It was very, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's like one of those relationships where people
just wasn't a true, like not a very deep or meaningful connection. I guess it was more like a casual friendship.
Yeah, like we stopped talking and I was like, oh, that's sad, right? But when I got into Discord, like I invested myself emotionally into a lot of people. And I didn't realize it was a problem until like a few years later. And I never had that problem because I never differentiated, right? And Stealth knows like a lot of my problems that I've had because like I talked to him. He's like one of the few people I talk to. Like, no offense to Choco or Pop, but Stealth is like really. He's like, I don't want to say he's older, right? But I feel more comfortable talking to people my age now about certain things, where before I would feel like it was okay to talk about it with anyone. But like if I learned anything.
I thought Stealth was my age.
He is, but
I'm 24.
He's 24.
Yeah.
It's just.
But I guess we also have very similar like IRL experiences and like on an emotional level. I guess
emotional maturity is insane. Yes,
we can really connect and relate a lot.
I want to say Stealth is more emotionally mature than me. Like sometimes, like for sure, because it, like obviously it depends, but like I think you guys got a lot of growth to do. I'm just gonna say that. Listen, I'm 30. Like, my growth is still happening even now, so it's not a bad thing to be growing, right?
Yeah, it's always, like, everyone should always be growing regardless of your physical age. Like, whether you're 13, 23, 34, whether you're 37, like, there's always,
I feel like Queen Elizabeth still had stuff to do.
Exactly.
And she died.
And she died.
She's in
the grave,
she had so much to grow, and she died. Like, that's crazy.
Like we're surprised, we're shocked, but maybe it was, it was her time.
Oh,
Choco just
Choco died.
perished.
Choco dying on us.
My camera immediately being like 30
The
FPS as
big
soon
one.
Choco leaves.
Oh.
Oh.
My internet died.
Oh.
Am I back?
Oh,
Hi.
that's
Hi.
interesting.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm still recording.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
still recording.
We're
Okay.
good.
So, what was I saying? I kind of forgot the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, about the. But yeah, especially that because, for example, I'm going to take Girm as an example because I really connected with Girm on like a more like a deeper emotional and meaningful way, I guess. I kind of like because like I find it important to have like support systems in your life, right? Like
Yeah.
like sometimes life just beats you down and you need to have some kind of support system where you can rely on. And I've always had that IRL, but like when you have only one support system, which I had like IRL, sometimes you can't always like nobody's reliable, like nobody's perfect, nobody's reliable, and you can't always rely on like one like support system, I guess, in my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
So when I met Girm, it was interesting to me to see that like I could have multiple support systems, I guess, to talk about different kinds of things and to like fall back on certain kind of situation because sometimes you just don't connect with anyone on like the exact same like how do I say this, like on the exact same like
Wavelength?
spectrum wavelength. Yeah, that was the thank you Pop. Wavelength
Pop.
that you need or something, and there's a slight understanding, I guess, that happens, and I didn't have that when I like vented or talked about stuff with Girm, which was really, really refreshing to me. And that helped me process a lot of stuff and things that I was going through IRL and online that I learned and grew a lot from. So that growth I got. Growth. Oh my God. Like this is
What
That
is
growth
the
and
fuck?
growth. It's true.
what are we looking at?
What is
Oh, I
that?
thought this was butter.
This is my expired in 2017
Oh,
Okay.
on June.
Okay.
Petroleum jelly.
It's time
That's
to
been
throw
sitting
it
in this
away.
room, I think, ever since my sisters were alive. Not alive,
Oh,
living in this room.
Oh, they did.
Look how picture
how please throw this
the
out.
Q-tip
Oh,
inside of
that's
it.
nasty.
But yeah,
Stealth over here
Right,
trying to be
okay,
emotional
growth.
and you just showing what the fuck
no,
that
I'm
was.
just like trying to like explain
Express
it. But yeah,
yourself, yeah.
But yeah, that's how I found really realized like these online friendships that I made, they're really like they can be just as impactful, if not even more
Yeah.
impactful than IRL friendships and support systems or whatever the hell you want to call it. And yeah, that's also when I kind of realized it's really healthy to have multiple support systems to fall back on because, sometimes you just, I don't know, sometimes you can't really completely fall back on one person or one community or one instance of support, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, that definitely...
See, Stod, you say that, but to me, at least anyway, maybe it's because I'm way more open than you, right? I've learned the complete opposite lesson where it's maybe I shouldn't tell as many people as I think. I feel like I trusted too many people before, right?
Okay.
And it kind of backfired on me a lot where I lost a lot of friends, even online, right? And I feel like if I hadn't been that emotionally vulnerable with so many people, it wouldn't have felt like they needed to be as invested as they were in, I guess, me being happier or not being around certain people because they thought it was bad for me. If that makes any sense, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know, it's weird with you guys because with Pob and Choco, Choco told me day one, if you need to trauma dump, I'm not the person for you. Choco was that's not me. I will fall apart. Do not bring that to me. I was oh my God, perfect. Immediately I knew where I stood with Choco, right? And then with Pob, it was
it's such a big age gap
exactly.
to the point where it's hard to communicate with a 17-year-old about 30-year-old problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't work.
And see, that's so funny because when Pop told us how old he really was, like my mentality with you shifted in such a way where it was less like, oh, let me be super close and try to get to know Pop better, into more of a, I need to make sure if Pop's gonna be in this space, like not to treat you like a child, but to definitely try to like protect you from things that probably shouldn't be, like, right? And I don't know, it's just like, I guess that's another thing that comes with actually talking to you guys and getting to know you more than like other people in other spaces, because before it's like anybody can come in and say whatever they want, but when you actually know people, right, like you can, I guess, tailor each relationship differently, like you said, like it's different. It's different, I guess, impacts.
I
see.
Used to be, Girm, you know this, and Choco, you too as well, but I used to be like super insecure about my age when I like first started streaming, and I had a bunch of instances where I didn't really like being treated as a kid and as like a child, even though I was literally like 13, 14, 15. But I really hated that, and I was like really despised in my mind about that. And I hated it like so much to the point where like I would be like, don't mention my age at all, like on stream. But like when you were saying how as soon as you knew my age, you like your mentality shifted like immediately with talking to me, I now fully understand why that was like a shift, and why like so many people, or not so many people, but like why a lot of people were literally treating me as a child, because like, bitch, a 15 or like 14, 13-year-old on the internet, like streaming, just like existing, like obviously if I was older, I would be like super wary and super protective and literally be treating you as a child, because like how fucked up and like crazy and like insane the internet
I remember
is. So I fully understand.
I think you were there at that time. We bullied you. You were streaming Overwatch with some guy who was way older. And we bullied you into that you made like in the info and the panels that you are underage.
Oh, Choco died again.
So to make sure that creeps like that just stay away.
There you go.
It didn't always work, but
it wasn't like a big fight, but like I understand Pop, because there are people, right, who are older, and maybe it's because they don't interact. Like, not to compare you to my nieces, Pop, but I have nieces, right?
Yeah.
And I've
Do you know what a niece is, Pop? Or
shut the fuck up, Shock.
Do you still think it's a cousin?
Like, I know how to interact with people who are younger than me and not make it weird. And I feel like there's people who lack that ability because they don't have, like, it. I guess they would say, in what universe would I have to interact with a 15-year-old, right?
Yeah.
And but sometimes it gets really disrespectful, and I did see that happen to Pablo a lot. Like, people would get really disrespectful about him, to his age, and it's like, okay, we need to, like, if you're an adult, act like one, because like, what are you doing here? Like, what is this interaction? It's really weird, but like, I feel like the insecurity that you had wasn't like out of nowhere. Right?
It was definitely justified.
A reason to exist.
Basically. And I don't know, it's so funny because like you say like 13, 14, and people were probably gonna be like, well, that's nothing. Like, what's a year? A year is a lot. Like, a year is a lot of learning. It's crazy. Like,
especially I want to say pre-18, a year is a lot of growth.
It is.
Do. I mean, still, like every single year, I'm 24. Every single year that passes by, I feel like I'm still making like leaps and leaps of like personal growth. But especially like when you're like 13, 14, 15. You're a different person each year. Like, I don't know. That is
you're a different person each like 6 months. You know how people are like, you know how people are like, oh, after age like 25, each 5 years, you're like a completely different person.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, for me, for example, when it comes to like ages like 10 to 18, that like section of life, you change literally every 3 months because you're learning so much stuff. You're also going through puberty, and you're like, at your very like vulnerable, like predominant years in your life of like learning the fundamentals of like how you think and how like you view the world and stuff like that, that any sort of like mishap or any sort of like situation that happens changes and defines everything about how you are as a human being, like fundamentally. And that happened a lot to me, that I like realized that I'm like, I'm glad that I was on the internet while I was super, super young, even though it was super dangerous and I did get put in like a bunch of different dangerous and not fun situations. Still like learning all that stuff at a super young age, that helps me so much more now, because now like I've gone through all that stuff and I've gone through like learning how to be a human person in like society so young that I'm like able to function and like have more sense of myself now.
Which is
that makes sense.
An interesting thing, like when I see all of us here together, your community, especially your Discord, is like full with minors. Especially back in the day, it was, because a lot of I guess they just thought, oh, another minor, nice. And I remember, I remember some
pedophiles.
What?
What?
What did you say?
I said pedophiles.
Yeah, this is not an energy.
Yeah.
I was like,
no,
oh,
but
never mind.
I remember
Me,
that a lot of
No, there were some of those too.
I just remember that a lot of like the minors in your Discord pub messaged a couple of mods because there was some creep in there, and and we had to like take actions. But on one hand, it's really nice that you had like this safe space for underage people who were interested in the same games. And then on the other hand, it was like there were so many fucking creeps in there. Jesus Christ.
There were a lot.
Yeah, we had to really weed them out.
I feel like we could transition into like not drama, but like situations that happened online in our lives. Like starting with that, there were a lot of creepy people and a lot of pedophiles and stuff that I've interacted with that were not fun and not fun situations. But I have a few drama stuff that happened. That's not including pedophiles, but just drama just in general.
I'm gonna have to censor the word pedophile.
Are you gonna censor it?
Yeah, they don't. YouTube does not like that word.
Okay.
Mr. YouTube does not like that word.
She does not.
With my friend Sagu, I forgot to include this into the story, but after after we had her breaking out about her not telling her boyfriend that she was pregnant, she went to Brawlhalla Discord servers. Since we were like super, super close friends, we sent pictures of each other being like, oh, face reveal. And it was really fun. It was really cute. I remember literally the exact moment and like what I was wearing and like where I was in my room and like the lighting and stuff when I did take that picture, or take that like selfie and be like, hey, saw you, and stuff like that. And so after she tried to dox me by posting my picture that I sent to her, or like my selfie that I sent to her as like a face reveal thing, like over a bunch of discords, over a bunch of like Brawlhalla discords. And I just remember like looking through it, and after people were like, who the fuck is this? Why would somebody care? Her plan like backfired super, super hard.
She really thought she ate, huh?
Expected.
No, literally.
No.
Okay. This is like edging to
edging.
This is like edging onto like parasocial relationships, because that's like a huge thing that's happening with like the internet right now. And for like the past like couple of years that people have been realizing that like, oh, like parasocial relationships with like streamers and with like figures just in general and like celebrities
or like
and stuff
TikTokers
like that,
and stuff probably.
Is like insane. And there's like huge hold and like grip onto like especially young people. I think it's just mostly young people.
I don't think it is.
I think it's like mostly young people that have that sort of like parasocial relationship, because like you see someone and you're like, oh, like this person's such like me, and this person is so like interesting, and I love their life, and I love how they think, and I love how they talk, and I've adapted these ways of their thinking into my brain and into my circle, into my friend group and stuff like that, and you feel like you're friends with them. I kind of had that situation with someone that was like a longtime watcher of my stream, and I remember there was like a entire like thing that happened in like hashtag general of my server. Girm and Choco, I don't know if you remember this, but it was a situation where there was this person that was like gifting and like donating lots of money and stuff like that, and they thought they had the access to me through money. A lot. And so they would text me super, super often, be like, hey, like how's your day, and like stuff like this, and or like just like show me stuff about their interests or just like start talking to me just randomly. And it got to a point where I'm like, I haven't responded in like a week or two or something, and they felt
mad.
like they
were
had
entitled to your time.
Yeah,
they
felt
felt
time.
yeah, they felt they were
That's
entitled to my time and like
weird.
demanded a response back,
Yeah.
like a bunch.
Yeah.
And there was like a huge breakout that happened in like hashtag general because they like posted and they were like, you know, I've been such a long time viewer of pubs and I've been like donating lots of money
I don't
and
remember
stuff like this
Yeah.
and like
Mhm.
gifting a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And he hasn't replied to me in like a week and a half and stuff like that. And I feel like blah 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 and stuff like this. After there was like a huge divide in the server between like people who agree and after people who are like, just because you donate money, just because you
Yeah.
support this person doesn't mean that you're entitled to
anything.
their
Yeah.
existence.
To
Anything
anything,
at all, yeah.
to anything at
Yeah.
all. Like, yeah, I definitely feel this because when I was streaming as well, because like I started streaming because I just thought Overwatch was a silly, goofy game that I just liked playing a lot, and I was like, well, I like playing it so much. I have a lot of shit to say. Why don't I just stream this? And
It's a fun key
whatever.
with the girl.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally. So I just started streaming and, like grew this little community, like, and it was fun. And I had like regular people and I had mods and stuff like that. And a lot of people, weirdly enough, really liked me streaming and they really liked the community and they took it more serious than I did. And
I remember this.
that kind of started to slowly take the fun out for me, and that's also why I stopped streaming, because even though I was growing, I want to say at a pretty good rate, like I was kind of getting, like especially near the end, I was kind of getting close to like being allowed to apply for partner.
Remember that?
I did, like, the more I grew and the more my community and my mods took it serious, the less I was inclined to like keep doing it, because I was like, this is not fun, because I can feel a certain entitlement coming from not only my audience but also from my moderators, because they did a bunch of stuff for me that I never asked for. I was extremely grateful for everything that they did for me, but I never asked a single time for anyone to do something for me unless they specifically offered their help or their money or their anything. Like, to me, it was just, not to be taken serious. This is just fun. This is, like, we're just like, because I approached it with like, oh yeah, like I made friends in this and like it's just fun, it's a good time, like I'm playing, I'm talking, I'm like interacting, this is great. But then like I had mods and people doing a bunch of stuff for me, putting in a lot of time, a lot of effort that I was grateful for, but then they also had this expectation and this entitlement of like for me, like they they wanted feedback, they wanted response, they wanted time for me, they wanted effort for me, and I was like, where is this coming from? Like, how did it grew into this? Because this is not what I want. Like, this wasn't my intention. This is not what I want. And once you've established this kind of like relationship, whether you wanted to or not, it's really hard to like talk about it or get out of it without like offending a bunch of people, basically. And like, I don't know, and that was a very interesting thing that I've also like experienced and like had to like work through and talk about with other people, and that really made me realize a bunch of stuff. I learned a bunch of stuff. I grew from that, and I know what to do and not do in the future when it comes to like that kind of like stuff. And obviously at the time it was annoying and it was not fun, and I've lost friends and I've gained friends and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, it happened, and I'm happy it happened because, well, I learned from it, and I don't know, like, that's just kind of. But yeah, I guess that could just kind of.
I mean, I feel like,
into what you said.
I don't know if this is like another kind of parasocial relationship, but I've definitely seen this a lot online, not just in Discord, right? But
yeah,
I feel like there's certain people whose personalities and character is better at attracting audiences, right? Even as small as it may be, right? Like, people don't really think about how hard it is to get 4 or 5 people to join in something and consistently keep coming to it, right?
We've seen that, like, with Mint's birthday game, Among Us.
Yeah.
Like, Among Us.
Like, it's really difficult. And like, I mean this in the least like egocentric way possible, but some people just aren't made for that, right? And I feel like a lot of people, when they come into communities and they do become like I want to say like mods or like pillars of communities, right? It's almost like it's like that entitlement of, well, this is my community too, right? Even if I didn't start it, like I helped and I'm here and I'm active, and they feel like, I don't know how, like, if they went off and tried to do that on their own, would it happen? That's the big question, right? And the answer is probably no. And those kind of people, I want to say they're almost like parasites, but like not in a bad way, because you need those kind of people to grow a community. But if you're not,
they also
like,
play their role, obviously,
exactly,
if you want them. Yeah.
And if you're not humble, if you're not self-aware, that's when it grows into be like a big problem, because then it turns into them, like you said, thinking that they're entitled to things, or thinking, like, I don't know, because that's with Pob, right? I don't know if you guys remember, but when I had like an actual job, like working, I had like a decent income. And I would love to give money to my favorite streamers. Like, I've donated to all of you guys here. Yeah, like it was just something I like doing because I wanted you guys to keep doing it, right? And if you give people money, most of the time, like it tickles, whatever. And
it's like an encouragement.
Yeah, like I loved giving people money to let them know, like, hey, this is like, just keep doing it because I feel like it's worth it, right? But it got to the point where I never felt entitled to anybody's time if I donated to them. Okay, first of all, I want to say that. Second of all, this isn't a flex. Like, I had money, and I just wanted to spend it on people that I really enjoyed watching. Like, it wasn't even just you guys, right? I would donate to big streamers too all the time, because it's just like, I don't know. I felt like it was a nice thing to do. But
Girm's like, it's pocket change for it.
Exactly. At the time, it was pocket
like,
change.
these people provide you like meaningful entertainment, right? And you're just kind of doing your part in that. Yeah, I get it.
And like, I don't know, where was I going with it? Yeah, basically, like, I never felt entitled to anybody's time, but I did stop doing it because other people would get mad at me for donating. They'd be like, why do you donate so much? Yeah, they'd be like, why do you give so much money? Like, why do you give them subs? I remember one time I don't want to say her name because she's not on. Yeah, like, right? But I was on.
Arya Rose.
No. She was a trans.
I remember the clip of you from. Oh my god, is that Arya Rose? I love you. Mutes. Fucking hate that bitch.
I hate this bitch. She's cunt.
When I cut that drip in there. But I was on this trans girl's stream, and I was giving her like subs, right? And I was just complimenting her gameplay and being like, oh my god, gas slay. And this guy was like, can you chill? Like, she's not gonna fuck you. I was like, Mama, I'm a homo. Like, I don't know how to break it to you. This is not what I'm after. Like it made me start to feel weird that other people felt weird. So I stopped, like, near the end, I just started donating anonymously because I just felt like it was better. Like, not because I cared what people think.
Knowing specifically when you donated, you donated anonymously.
Like, I just, it started, I hated it. I didn't donate for attention. I donated it for the sake of the streamer, yeah. And I don't know, it just, like, it got weird. And I don't know, like, people who donate with the intention of wanting attention from people, like, that's so strange to me. I would truly, if those people would talk, I feel like if you asked them, they wouldn't tell you, like, why do you feel entitled to someone's time because you gave them $5.99 on twitch.tv? Like, they probably wouldn't be able to give you an answer.
It's very strange.
It is.
It's some sort of, like, way of buying into something. Bitch, it's like currency. It's like you're playing, like, My Singing Monsters, and after you're buying, like, the $5.99 pack for, like,
it's
getting 1,000 gems and, like 200 cookies.
Your obsession with My Singing Monsters is a little concerning.
I love My Singing Monsters. It's
we all have to download My Singing Monsters. We have to promise.
It's true. It's gonna be.
Yeah, that's not happening. Sorry.
Choco, you have to do it. It's a requirement. Choco's like, no, it's not.
Choco, do you have any experience with this? Or, like, not My Singing Monsters.
Okay, I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
Soon, though. Soon. But with, like, parasocial relationships?
Like, bad ones?
Yeah, drama,
like anything parasocial, like, where it was, really one-faced, like, one-sided, I would say.
So I have anxiety, so I don't really talk to people online that much. But I remember when we used to play Overwatch, I would always get really happy when I met another German person. Because I don't really see a lot of them online, at least not in my games. I think there are a lot in your games occasionally. But I so far most of the German people I met in Overwatch, I had to block everywhere because they just got so annoying. Like also I remember vividly one of them. I think back then she was like around Pop's age, but I didn't know that, and we played Overwatch together, and then we followed each other on social media. I don't remember exactly. She got really clingy, like very, very clingy, and she wanted to talk every day. And back then, I didn't even talk to my boyfriend every single day. That's just not something I personally do.
Boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. A boyfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna need to explain what that was like, okay.
When Choco dropped that they didn't eat carpet.
Oh my god!
Okay, Choco, continue.
How do I go from there?
But continue. Boyfriend.
You found out like you didn't even talk to your boyfriend that much, right?
No, like I don't. Okay, the thing is, I don't like one-on-one talks. That's why I don't like talking to like single partners every single day. It's just I want my own time. I need my own time. I don't mind talking to you guys because we're always in a group, so I don't feel the pressure. Basically,
right.
Of having to you can just be silent for 20 minutes.
That's why I love this Discord, because I can literally just be there and everybody talks and I just listen and I'm fine with that. But I hate one-on-one calls so fucking much. I like my boyfriend got also super clingy back then and I was like, I can't do this, sorry, bye. But yeah, I had to block this girl everywhere because she wanted to talk every day, and I think back then I started university, so I didn't have time. And then I also found out that she was like really, really underage, and I was like, no, what are we gonna talk about? Like, no. Yeah. So I just blocked her everywhere and moved on with my life. But I always feel guilty. Like I feel super guilty every time I have to do that, and that's why I just prefer not to interact at all, so I don't have to block someone.
I mean, Choco, I feel like you're almost like you can't be impolite, or is that a word? Like you're not rude enough sometimes, I think.
I feel like some people would disagree with you. I do say some shit, like especially to more.
Well, here's the thing.
Choco calling us cunts on the daily.
Choco will be very polite to you up until they're about to fucking lose it, which I don't think is a good thing. Like, I don't know. I've shut down people that want to do that with me, where I'm like, I'm not going to talk to you every day. Like, it's not going to happen, right? As nice as I have been, like, throughout my history online, there are certain people I don't want to interact with every day, and I will let you know, like, this isn't going to happen. But
this is not going to grow into what you want.
Exactly.
Or think it's going to.
So
don't have that expectation, and if you don't, then that's fine. But
the friend who rated, so the friend through who I met Pub, who rated Pub and stuff, he has I guess nephew or something who was also active in like the friends streams.
I remember this.
And because I was also there, he also interacted with me, and I was in the Discord together with the streamer, and his nephew was also there, and he like started messaging me and he wanted to hang out with me like daily. And I mean, back then he was like 12. I personally didn't want to because first of all he was very young. Then he wanted to play like this specific game that I wasn't interested in, and it just hang out with your age group. Like, please, this is don't hang out with me. I'm like 22. I don't want to hang out with like a 12-year-old. No offense, Pop.
Which I don't think is like a bad thing. Yeah.
But Pop was always super like I hung out with Pop for like 2 years before I found out that he was like 13, 14. But this boy, I knew he was 12, and he also like started messaging me every single day, and
that's the thing sometimes with like minors on the internet. Some of them do act still like kids, which I don't think is a bad thing. But then there's others who like Pob kind of like know how to act mature, I guess. So like, I don't know. I feel like we don't really have any, and I don't know how to say this without sounding it weird. Like, we know you guys are minors, but you don't act like kids. It's really weird. It's a really weird distinction, because I don't go to Pop server because I know there's a bunch of minors in there, and Pop can interact with them, and like, it's like he's interacting with us, right? I can't do it. There's certain people that I cannot interact with, like Choco said, because they're too young. Like, it doesn't work. And it's the same with like another person that's in our Discord. His name is Oracle. It's the same thing with his Discord. Like, it's a bunch of kids in his Discord, and I don't go over there because I can't. Like, I wouldn't want to interact with people that, like, basically any minor that we've had come into our server or community, they found their way to us, and they just stuck around. Like, that's basically what it is. I don't know. It's really strange.
Most of the time, I don't even like realize that they're minors unless they mention it or one of you guys say. I'm in there. I'm like, who's this guy? And they're like, oh, this is no.
Well,
I'm like, oh, how nice to meet you.
Normal people don't think immediately. Think about. Like, I don't anyway. Like, if I interact with a person, I'm like, I want to get to know this person. Like, the first thing that pops in my head is not, oh, are they a minor or not? Because, well,
what does that matter?
Like, I don't care. Like, unless it's relevant. Like, I'm not gonna like be like, oh, before I interact with this person at all, I need to know your age, because if you are a minor, like, I'm just gonna like I don't know, like, it's this weird kind of, I mean, I feel like that can be a whole different topic about like ages. But
when you mentioned that, because we don't ask, well, we try not to ask at least, whenever we're in like voice chat with a bunch of people. What?
Nothing. Continue.
Did my internet die again?
Yeah, she's dropping it.
It's fine. Everything's on video. Everything's recorded.
Okay, yeah.
I remember every time. I remember last time when we were talking we were like talking, and Pop was also in there, and then the topic got to nothing sexual, but it got to something gross. I think something 18 plus, disgusting stuff. So we like deafened all the minors in the voice chat, talked about it, and then unmuted all of them again. I don't remember what the topic was, but I remember that you guys always like make sure that at least the people that we know are minors are safe.
I mean, I think that's really important, like in online communities, right? When people are coming in and they're new, or it's like Steph said, the first interaction you have with someone isn't like, are you a minor? Like, that's weird.
No,
if somebody did
that's more weird. Being concerned about someone's age immediately after is more concerning to me than not caring about it until it's relevant, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, that's so weird to me. Like,
I just let people know, especially if they're doing like, or saying something like a little risque. I'm like, oh, just so you know, there's a minor in here, because there are obviously going to be some people that are uncomfortable with it. But if they're not asking like everybody in the room, I mean, we don't have to name drop, but like, I'm just it's
among many. There are a couple in.
It's like to me, it's not an issue. The issue is the reaction that comes from it, right? Like, you don't have to act like this. Like, we get it. You don't want to talk to a fucking 16-year-old. It's fine, but relax. Like, breathe. Be calm. It's not that serious. Like, I don't know.
Sure.
But those are the people. See, those are the kind of friends I want to have, where it's just people that are having a good time, and that doesn't. It's just like, it's not like, why do you care if this person's underage or not? Like, what are you trying to get here? If you vibe
with them and you can play games with them and it's a fun time and you get anything meaningful out of it, right? Like, who cares if they're 14 or 34? Like, you know, like, this is not relevant unless I'm like trying to. Unless
fuck
it is,
you.
like, unless
unless you're literally trying to fuck somebody, what do you care? Like, I don't know.
I agree. But I want to go back a tiny bit on, like, because we keep segueing into different kind of things. I want to kind of go back a tiny bit again on when Choco said that they feel very uncomfortable on one-on-one talks. Right?
I hate that so much. And I have a friend who always wants to do that. And I love my friend, but I don't like talking to him that much because it's always a one-on-one talk, and I'm really fucking uncomfortable with that.
It's me. I'm the friend.
Yeah. But I'm too shy to tell him.
It's me. I am the problem. It's me. No, but like, I guess I understand you, Choco, because I also have my moments where I just want to join a group kind of situation where I can just be and not be whenever I want to. Like, I can just hop in and hop out, but still be present and not have to, like, feel the need to, like, keep it going, if that makes sense. But I do have people like Girm, for example. I can call him and we can sit in a call and talk for 2 hours straight and then not talk for 2 hours at all and still be in a call. And that's fine. Like, we're fine. Like, and that's okay. But I don't have that with a lot of people. But I do have that with some people. Like, I have that with a few other people. But I get it, because I want to say with 9 out of 10 people, I'm also like, I don't want to be in a call with you because like there's just, you know, like, I'm fine with you in a group setting. I'll talk to you, I'll interact with you, I'll laugh, you know, have a fun, I'll laugh, a giggle, like, it's okay. But
exactly,
yeah, literally, thank you. But I wouldn't want to interact with this person in a 1v1 scenario, like, and that's most of the time.
Okay, I agree with you. But a lot of times it's not, like, at least for me, a lot of times it's not really the fault of the other person. I just don't like this one-on-one talk because it gives me pressure to... I just don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
I see.
I think, Choco, that's where, like, knowing somebody and making boundaries clear comes in, because I feel like with you, if I wanted to one-on-one, you do it, and there wouldn't be an expectation from me at all from you. Like, we could just sit there for hours and do nothing, say nothing, and it would be fine.
Yeah, with you, it's fine, because I remember we always DM each other and we're like, want a voice chat, and then we sometimes sit alone in the group voice chat and just wait and talk until... And with you, it's fine. You are, like, the perfect one-on-one partner to talk to, honestly. But no expectations, no problems.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
If you... Like, that's why when Choco, when you told me, like, I know it's funny to say it, but when you told me, like, don't trauma dump
Sorry
to me,
if I said it like that.
Like, literally, I was like, oh my God, thank you, Choco. Like, not that I trauma dump to everyone, but it's like somebody who makes something so clear to you, especially like online, an online friend that does that. I don't know. It's like really nice, right? So that you don't get into awkward situations of like, you say maybe a little too much to people and then they get uncomfortable and then they just don't want to talk to you anymore, right?
The thing is Pob. Oof, sorry. The thing is Girm. Sorry.
Because like the thing is gay person. Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Gay person number one.
Another gay person, one of 3.
The thing is, I'm gonna misgender myself for a second here. Being like the eldest daughter, and I've seen that on Twitter and other forums too. Being the eldest daughter, you're basically a therapist for your parents. Like, even if you don't try to be, they will trauma dump on you. And I have my own problems, and I keep telling my mother every time she like starts talking about her problems, I'm like, Mom, I can't do that right now. I'm not feeling well, so please don't trauma dump on me. And I don't mind if you guys come to me with like problems. I like feel free. It doesn't mean that you are never allowed to be like sad around me or have problems around me. Feel free to like message me. Just maybe ask beforehand, because sometimes I just have so much on my plate, and then when a friend comes and trauma dumps without like asking beforehand, it makes me feel guilty that I can't help you, and then my own personal hell cycle just continues to grow, and it's horrible.
Choco's just an empath.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Choco's like, I mean, it's gonna hit me too hard. I'm gonna feel it for too long.
Feel it.
Do not tell me about your abortion. I'm gonna feel it. Like, that's it.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. And I think I've had this conversation.
I don't remember saying that to you though, Girm.
It was like a while ago, Choco. Like, it was like when we first started talking. Like, and I didn't take it offensively, and I don't.
Okay, I don't remember that.
No. Yeah, I don't take it offensively, and I don't like. Still, even now, right now that we know each other a lot better, I still come to you and I'm like, Choco, I'm not feeling so great. And you're like, oh, I hope everything's okay, right? And I'll tell you, like, yeah, I'm just a little sad because blah, blah, blah. And that's how I tell you, right? But yeah, like, it's not like I feel like I can't tell you that I'm upset or something, right? Yeah. It's just, I really like that you told me, you set a boundary, and I don't know, I like that. Like, it's very respectful to me. I don't know, I'm going to wait for Pob.
I'm glad it helped.
It did. Like, I don't know, it's comforting.
Okay. I mean, like, again, as I said, feel free to message me if there's anything. Just ask beforehand if I'm mentally available.
I got you, Choco. Don't worry. We're married
Nice.
now, so you don't have a choice, actually.
When is that green card coming for me? When can I visit you?
Green card? I thought this was for money, for me.
What?
Only I
But
But
had
you were
benefit.
in it for me.
Exactly.
This is
Choco,
not
this
a one for you, one for me. This is a one for me and a one.
And then, yeah, exactly. Choco, you wanted something good to happen to you, but only something good is going to happen to me.
How does the Twitter thing go? I'm angry that it happened to you. It should have happened to me.
Exactly. I'm not happy it happened to you. Oh my god, I should not clip my nails right now. It's gonna show up
I
on
think the correct one is I don't care that something good happened to you because I want it to happen to me instead.
There you go.
There we go.
Wait, how long have we been going?
Yeah.
1
Kinda should
hour,
wrap
40
it up.
minutes.
Okay.
So we gotta wrap this up.
We gotta wrap it up.
Hey.
We'll ask Pop if he has like a meme for the week. And then
Yay.
we'll do like our closing arguments on why online
Yeah,
friends
sure.
are actually
Closing
bad for
argument.
you.
I have a nice clip as well, by the way, that I want you guys to see. Like a meme of the week, like media of the week, I guess.
The pot bringing up me.
Bro, what is going on? Not the
Thank you, Bob.
Kashi. And Pop wants me to think he's not vegan. This is not sponsored, by the way. We can get in real big trouble if we don't say that. Because
But
we
if
said
they
that.
do want to sponsor us, hit
Oh
us
my
up.
god, yes. Kashi, I actually love your cereal. Does it taste like birdseed? Absolutely. But that's what I love about Kashi. Kashi, go lean cereal.
Oh,
Kashi? Oh,
thank you. Karen.
Pop, I hate you.
I love this. Is my favorite cereal. Wait,
I'm like, yes, come
This
on,
is-
sponsored.
this ad segment is sponsored by Kashi, the toasted cinnamon crisp. It's so
Thank
fucking
you.
good. It's yummy. It's
Oh
delicious.
my
It's so
god,
boinkish.
Pop.
It has the actual cinnamon flavor to it, and it's like crunchy and crispy. And it
Do
can
you
be
eat it?
dry. It can be eaten dry, and it can even be.
You
Eat it
say
with
you
milk.
should
With
eat
milk.
it raw.
Yeah.
Okay, Pop, we're gonna
Wait,
start
no milk, no yogurt, just raw?
No,
We're gonna
What the
start
fuck is
closing
wrong
up.
with you?
Choco,
Do
it's
you-
that versatile and that good that it can be eaten in all forms.
Okay, Pop, wait, Pop, do you have a meme of the week? Because we're gonna start wrapping it up.
I'll
Okay.
look.
Not the outlook. Okay, Stout is gonna share something with us while you look.
Yeah, I also have like a media or video of the week kind of thing, and I just thought it was funny. Like the clip is a bit longer, but it's really just about the first two sentences. I just thought it was funny because I'm watching this show. It's called Crunk on Earth, and it's this extremely unserious interviewer. I posted it in the Discord, by the way.
Okay.
And she just be saying shit about, but what she says is actually true, like every kind of, but she just says it in the most unserious and like,
Oh my
like
God.
unhinged way
Oh, this
possible.
lady.
I know this
Okay.
actress, yeah.
Yes, this lady. Wait, should we all watch it together?
I'm
yeah.
yeah. Right now.
Yeah, stream it in Discord. Actually, that way we can like.
Oh yeah,
I can,
let me stream it.
Yeah, because I'll put the audio in through the video so that the people that are
Okay,
listening,
okay,
yeah, they
wait,
can
let
hear
me-
it too.
With its cowboys and guns and steam train rides, America became known as the land of the free, which must have come as a surprise to all the slaves.
Oh no!
Jesus.
This line alone is like,
Particularly in the
no.
States. By finally thinking hard
This-
about the
wait a
This
subject,
is
minute.
too.
the people of the northern states made a horrifying discovery. That inside each slave was an actual man. The North asked the South what kind of
Like this
America
is
it
foul,
wanted
but
to
she's
live.
like,
One
it's
where
true.
white people lynched off other races while treating them as
Why is she
inferior,
walking on like
or one where they pretended they didn't.
the Taylor Swift music video where like they all blow up and then walk in like the green screen?
Yes,
What
I
are
know.
you talking
Like
about?
9/11
Insert
or
the clip where she has like red hair, right? Like,
Somebody
Yeah,
sent it to me.
yeah,
Oh
it's
my
bad
God.
blood. It's bad blood.
Selena
yeah.
Gomez, and then
Oh.
Yes, it's bad
there was some
blood.
other singer. Ellie Goulding was in it, and she had a fucking like rocket launcher that she was reloading halfway through the song. It was insane.
It's
I remember
true,
Mike
yeah.
Smith did a video
breakdown.
dissecting every single frame in it. Not every single frame, but like basically every single frame in it. And he was like, "Why the fuck does Ellie Goulding have a rocket launcher and she's reloading it in the changing room of the locker of this building?"
Wait a minute.
was so
Pop
interesting.
just gave me a really good idea for the next episode. Guys, tune in next week when we're going to dissect the new Taylor Swift Bejeweled video, frame by frame.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Pub, are you ready to share the meme?
I don't. I'm still searching. Wait, you guys go first. I'll go last.
No. Oh, well,
I went. This was mine.
Yeah, I like that though. That was I've seen her a lot. What was
She makes really funny stuff. But yeah, I'm watching the show actually because I only saw a few clips here and there of her. But like I watched the actual show and I didn't see this part yet. But this caught me off guard. Like I was giggling up a storm. This was too good. Like.
Not the Northerners made the horrifying discovery that there was actually a person inside each slave.
Oh god!
Like, come on.
And then deciding to live in a country where white people leech off other races, or live in a country where they pretend they don't. Right.
Wow. I don't
so she's just really extremely unhinged, but the stuff she says, it's kind of true. Like it's not untrue.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. Like
okay,
I like her. She's funny.
Here, I'll send my meme of the week to you guys, but it's an old one. But I love
Okay, but
her.
stream it so we can all watch it at the same time.
No, it's just
Oh,
that.
no, he doesn't even know basic math.
I posted up on the
Thank you. This is very good, Core.
I love
true.
this thing. I love it.
Choco, do you have anything?
Literally anything.
Yes, I do. I'm just searching for it it's somewhere in Girm's and my DMs.
I'll go. Okay. So I have two.
It's the one where the two girls are drinking. It's the one video where the two girls are sitting in the car and drinking, and one of them just starts burping. I love this video so much. It brings me so much joy. I'm looking for it.
Choco, while you're looking, I have two. This one, Girm, you'll have to blur out. But this, I think, might be one of my favorite things on Twitter right now.
No, I hate this. I saw this.
The reply underneath it.
I found it.
Let him out! Let him out!
No.
Shaka.
No.
And then I have one
Not
more.
the
I have to wait
pelican.
for it.
Oh god. No. Please, this reply. Look at this.
No.
I have one more, but also true.
Okay, Pop.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to give a description of this meme for people who
Oh,
are
thank you.
watching
Yeah,
the
yeah.
video.
That's what Girm sent. That's the one I love. That's my favorite meme.
Okay, let me stream the meme that Choco likes. Since Choco's
Okay.
internet will die
I love the
if
shit,
they
man.
do it.
It brings me so much joy.
Choco's gonna explode if they attempt to stream.
If they attempt to stream, it's true.
Yeah, it's true. Also, it's unavailable in my country, so
Okay, you guys
I
ready?
couldn't even if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I won't do it. My
I
tummy
can't
hurt.
do it. I think they're just chugging Sprite.
Holy fuck.
The moment before she starts burping just gives me life.
Look at her face!
Holy fuck. This is me when I drink soda though. I cannot handle soda.
So fucking.
She fucking orgasmed right before it came out. This is too good.
Oh my god.
So for everybody who's not watching,
I love this.
it's
I love the
basically two
video.
girls in a car and they're drinking a lot of Sprite, and one girl basically kind of,
put the
let's all
burp
lift
in,
their
don't
body
worry.
for a second. Let's just say that.
Also, for Pob's meme, I don't think we gave a description, but basically, it's a Twitter post, and it's a man with his cock very erect, and it's
It's a thirst trap.
it's testing, it's tenting his boxers, and I don't know how to describe this. I never took
Looks like Lady Gaga's
I never
nose.
took a creative writing course. No, this is sick. And then somebody replied, "Let him out," and it's a picture of toucans.
Can we link the tweet in the description of the video?
We will link all of these videos. Actually,
My second one is.
A second one. There's more.
Eating disorder. Nah, bitch, I'm eating this.
Eating disorder.
Yes.
Why does this sound like awfully queer for some reason? Like,
Nah, bitch,
does that make sense? Like, eating disorder. Nah, bitch, I'm eating disorder. Like, you know,
It's some guy
like,
with a take
oh,
a sip.
she know, like, you know, oh, I know I ate, you know, like, it's giving the same vibe.
For people listening, it's some guy that kind of looks like Gru from the Minions movie, about to drink into a McDonald's cup with entire tray of McDonald's in front of him, with the top text "eating disorder?" ? With underneath, "Nah, bitch, I'm eating disorder." Ben sent that to me originally one day, and I fucking died. It was so good.
Oh God. Okay, meme of the. What are we calling this segment? We didn't. We never gave it a name.
We'll figure out a name.
Whatever. Meme of the week, media of the week. We'll figure it out, as Pop said. Okay. We're gonna do our closing, whatever the fuck, because we've gone over time a little bit.
A bit.
Okay. In conclusion, online friends, good or bad? Do we put them all to death? Yes or no? Everybody, vote in the comments below.
And we should castrate everybody.
I agree.
A good and a
Yes,
bad side.
but
You need to be
only-
careful.
Yeah. I mean, online friends, I would say, just like any friend, you know, I don't know.
We don't
It's
need
like
a,
that one image.
we don't need
It's like
a
that one
good or bad
image.
thing. It's just,
If you make online friends, make sure they're not gay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, they're
I think we
annoying.
can all agree on that one, yeah.
Be careful of who you call oomf, because they could
True.
always stab you in the book. In the back.
Right.
I'm glad nobody laughed at that, actually.
Okay. I'm glad nobody interacted with that.
That's dope. Do you have anything, any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. I don't
Thank
know.
you,
Online
Bob.
friends, like IRL friends, can be really nice, but just as exhausting. And I don't know. I guess it's very, it's up to you whether like they can just be as much of a time investment as
It's true.
IRL friends, if not more. But yeah, like any social connection that you have,
See, if I wasn't
Me
friends
waiting
with
for Pob.
Pob online, I wouldn't be sitting here waiting for whatever it is I'm waiting for from him. This
It's
wouldn't-
true, it's
exactly.
true.
Like, this is a privilege, actually. Also,
And this podcast. Girm, do you want to talk about your room and why is it in such a state?
no, Choco, that's personal, actually. Do not bring that up again. I will kill myself. Okay. What are we looking at here,
Thank
Pob?
you. What are you looking at,
It's
Bob?
some girl that's making a really strange face.
You can, the way
In
you can
bed.
just send this.
In bed with the caption, "Don't look at me like that," crying sobbing emoji with a heart face emoji.
Thank you, Pob.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for this.
This was worth it, I think. After all these years of friendship, that was it, guys. That was the online
This is it.
culmination.
This very moment where Pop showed you this shitty picture through his webcam of a screenshot on his phone. I think you're right.
We got,
I think this is it.
this is it.
What,
We all
5
kill
years of
ourselves now,
friendship.
and that's the ending of this episode.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Bye forever.
Right.
Everyone say
Forever.
bye.
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 All right.
Bye.
Bye.